Showtime Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
Why in the world am I sitting back and being quiet about this?
Matt Hayes.
Oh, my God, this is ridiculous.
And Leon Searcy.
If you can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Well, today's the day. We're going to find out that prize Jacksonville Jaguar that will be tagged by 4 o'clock this afternoon. I said that just to get Leon's reaction because there isn't a prize Jacksonville Jag that's going to be tagged. Forget about that.
Good luck with that.
But there are players that will be tagged. If they are, it's going to happen this afternoon or before 4 o'clock Eastern time. So we'll get into all that because there's definitely some news on the National Football League front, be it the franchise tag, be it free agency, which legal tampering begins early next week, and you're going to start to at least get an idea of what this football team is going to look like under Liam Cohen and under James Gladstone. So welcome, a Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. This is the time of year where you may be shopping for a brand new ride, so I'll be telling you about Beaver Chevy and Beaver Toyota, and they are chock full of deals right now, so make sure you take advantage of both lots. You can definitely enjoy a great buying experience. That's for sure. All right, so you guys, we need to get into a little bit of the free agent talk, a little bit of what's going on as far as the tag is concerned, and then also get into a little more leftover from the combine. Because, Big Search, like we said, coming out of the combine, you get to start putting your draft board together. You get to start saying, hey, if it falls a certain way, I can go down the draft avenue to get this player X or whomever it is, instead of having to reach and spend bunch of cash in free agents.
Well, I mean, if you look at the top-notch teams in the NFL, most of the teams that are built through the draft. So when they come out of the combine, they have their big board of the guys that, rise and fall positionally, where they're going to sit, where they're going to rank and all that kind of stuff. Free agency is just where if you missed on a guy, on a guy maybe a year or two ago, get a guy in free agency to replace it. So I just look at the draft as it's got to be the cornerstone of your team. You got to have the right pieces in place and develop, and then we don't have to go into free agency so often if you take care of business in the draft.
Yeah, I think if it all plays as it should, and somebody trades up to get a quarterback, or even if they don't, actually the Giants don't even have to trade up. Mm-hmm. If 2 quarterbacks go in the first 4 picks, which it looks like they're going to, with Cam Ward and Shadur Sanders.
So are you still of the mindset?
I am.
Okay,
I am. I absolutely
I'm real
am.
interested
because
to see whether
because it's
happen.
quarterback. It's all about the quarterback.
Yeah.
If that happens, the Jags are literally going to be sitting there with their choice between Mason Graham or Will Campbell.
Mm-hmm. Hey, all right. So
I don't know that you can go wrong with either one of those guys. Actually,
well, I'm going to actually get you guys to choose which one of those you're going to go for.
Well, it depends on what they do in free agency. We'll know more what their draft ID is going to be after free agency ends.
But we're going to have at least one here comes the judge with those 2 kids.
Well, here's the thing. I love Will Campbell, absolutely. I mean, he's a stud at left tackle. He's never played left guard. I would feel a lot more comfortable getting a guard maybe in the 2nd or 3rd round, somebody that can be as established. I mean, people just make it a foregone conclusion. Oh, he's big and strong, moving in the middle. Not everybody wants that smoke. Not everybody wants that smoke interiorly. I'm telling you, because you're going up against big men all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, at the tackle position, you might find you a 6'4", 260 every now and then, 6'4", 270, whatever. You inside interiorly, I mean, you're dealing with big men. You're dealing with 1 and 3 techniques.
Yeah.
That move mountains. And if you got to be able to, when you play left tackle, it's different than playing left guard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to get underneath it. You got to sink the hips. You got to use the hands. You got bodies on you right then and there.
Right.
I'm just saying, I love Will Collins. I love Will Campbell. I saw him at the combine. He's very athletic, can move, transitions well out of his stance, all that kind of stuff. But he ain't seen that smoke inside.
You want Greg Sable. That's who you want. I want the kid from North Dakota State.
That part. That kid. I saw him at the Senior Bowl. Mm-hmm. He got it done.
Okay.
I want somebody to get.
There are some teams thinking about playing him at tackle now, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. He played tackle at North Dakota State.
He played everywhere at North Dakota State.
Okay, he played everywhere. Okay, good.
All right. Well, now I'm trying to sit here and figure out whether I'm going to get you guys. Well, it's still going to be the top tackle. It's still going to be Campbell v. Graham, just as far as our argument is concerned. But if Zabel were to fall, or if the draft board were to fall where he's early 2nd or late 1st, then they may take a look.
Or if something crazy happens, Joe, and I know this is crazy, you actually trade back into the late 1st round and pick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Late 1st. Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm saying. Late 1st that
it's okay to do that. It's okay to trade back in.
well, it's okay to trade back in if
But
you
as long
don't-
as you're not going to take a third linebacker.
Exactly. If you don't go back to the same exact position that you drafted earlier in that particular round, okay? See Trent
They
Ball.
got good to him. That's why they kept going linebacker.
You, yeah, big. Yeah. All right. So, but just to play off of what the chatter was coming out of the NFL Combine is that Shedeur Sanders, and I'm not even going to include whether he threw or not because I don't think that matters. I think because he's going to have his pro day, but I just think right now you're hearing all this chatter, and that's what the NFL Combine includes more than anything else. Not just the on-the-field workouts, but all that. Hey, what's your board looking like?
But what do you say all the time? You raise them up, you knock them down.
Exactly.
You raise them up, you knock them down. And the last raise up is their pro workouts at their facilities, throwing to their receivers.
Yes.
He will shine there. Shedeur Sanders
He will. And then they'll start.
And everybody will say, "Oh, he's a top 3 pick."
Okay, so let me just at least give you this, and then do you believe that he would also be among the top 4?
Absolutely.
Okay, both of you guys.
The only reason why I say that is because look at his productivity over the last 2 years under distress.
Right.
Okay,
Very much-
he had
very,
one of
very
the
true.
worst offensive lines of the last 2 years and still managed to throw yards and still touchdowns and still have at least a 69 to 70% completion rate.
Mm-hmm.
So if he can throw under distress with that offensive line,
Right.
hell, he's going to go to a team the same way. These teams that are in the top 10 are the teams that suck.
Yeah.
All right?
I also don't understand like the criticism of his arm strength. His arm looked fine to me.
Well,
His arm on a scale of like 1 to 10 looked like a solid 7.5.
yeah,
Solid.
The only reason I'm going to join in that conversation is just the
He also
way
throws a great deep ball.
Well, but it's just the way that the game is played in the NFL. Defenses, particularly the secondaries that we're talking about, they close on you so fast, and they will dupe you into making dumb decisions. And so Shedeur is going to have to prove that he can drive the football and also hit those seam routes. Those are the things that at least have been brought up as criticisms of him. I think, obviously, on a college football field, he shined. Like we said, look at his completion percentage, touchdown to interception ratio. All of it's pretty positive. But then also the book on him was coverage would break down. He would take off, improvisational plays. Defenses can't make up for that nearly as much in the college game
It's hard to argue with
as they
70%
can in the
completion
NFL.
percentage, man. Very
I know.
hard.
Well, but listen, did we say the same thing about Caleb Williams last year? We said the same thing. You know, because we would say he holds on the ball too long. Those great plays that he made scrambling around, he won't be able to do it in the NFL. Now, the NFL proved him right because he was under distress a lot because he didn't have a good offensive line.
Right.
A lot of that stuff that he was doing in college, he couldn't do in the pros.
Yeah, that is accurate, right? That happens. And so I'm just looking, and I'll just go back to these numbers again because it's fair and it's worth pointing out. It was nearly 3 out of 4 passes that he completed. He was 74%. So he was pretty dang solid. 318 yards passing per game on average. Yards per pass, 8.7. 37 to 10 touchdowns to picks.
Let me ask you this:
But
compare his arm
sacked
strength,
42 times.
his arm strength, or Bryce Young's arm strength? Any difference?
Probably not.
His
And-
arm
and
strength or Brock Purdy? Any difference?
I think Brock drives the ball well. I really do. And I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm just saying I've seen
How about Tua?
Tua throws the ball with some oomph. Yeah. Tua gets the ball out pretty fast. That was the one thing that was a positive for him. Look, I'm not even trying to knock Shedeur here. I'm just saying that's what they are saying about him.
Right. No, I understand.
Which is right now what you do. You tear guys down,
Yeah,
like
of
we
course.
said.
We knew this. They're going to be peaks and valleys, and valleys, all right? So then when he goes to his pro day and he lights up his pro day, he's right back on everybody's big board as the number one, QB number one. You know, and then the elephant in the room is this. His name is Sanders. He has a lot of moxie. He has a lot of confidence in himself. He speaks his mind. Doesn't care what you think about. And that may, in some ways, in some capacity, that rubs people in ownership and the wrong way.
Right.
That he's over. Not, I don't want to say overly confident.
Some.
Not
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah, some the wrong way. That this kid comes across as arrogant and overconfident and doesn't give a damn.
Right.
But
Very true.
but a lot of that makeup is how he became who he is.
Exactly. That's and Deion.
And believing in himself.
Right.
What's wrong with that?
Deion created him
Yeah.
and then put that DNA additionally in him.
His dad is the
By
same.
coaching him.
His dad is the same guy that said that whoever signs me, whoever drafts me, that they don't have to write a check so big the bank's going to bounce.
Yeah.
That's where he came from. That's the pedigree he came from.
I love it. I do love it.
And he simply just played in the wrong era, because had he played in this era,
He'll be making.
Well, but for that era, he made a bunch. You got to remember
Yeah,
that.
he did. He did.
Yeah, he made a bunch. And so we can take this and we can look at it and go, well, what do they know right now? I can easily expect someone to say that when we're talking about mock drafts. What do they really know? But just as an example, going into the combine and then coming out of the combine, I got just two quick ones to throw at you guys. This is The Athletic. They're beat writers, so they cover the teams. They're knowledgeable. They may not know exactly what they're talking about in terms of the actual draft pick, but they're knowledgeable. They had top 5, Shador 4th, Mason Graham 5th. All right? That was before the combine. So this is what we talked about. Did he fall or did he rise? Now you go to post-combine, and I'll have to go back and look at The Athletic, but this is from Lance Erline, who does a very good job with the NFL. His mock draft now has Abdul Carter number 1, even with that stress reaction that he has in his foot. Abdul Carter 1, Travis Hunter 2, Cam Ward 3, Mimbo. How do you say his name? Mimbo? Okay. Armand Mimbo has him 4th to the New England Patriots. Now the top lineman coming off the board. And
is he
then
not considered a guard, or is he considered a tackle?
I would consider him an interior lineman, but I don't know.
That high interior lineman?
Yeah,
really? 4?
No, can't do that. Yeah. No, the NFL Shield heads say you can't pick a guard at 4.
I'm just telling you I'm just giving you Lance's.
Remember? You can't do that.
Yeah. Well, Quentin Nelson did go one pick further back. He did go 5th.
I know, but you can't do that. That's what the Shield heads say all the time.
They don't all say it all the time. And if that guy is that good, I think we would all look at it and applaud New England for making a foolish mistake.
Yeah.
and leaving somebody else there. Would you rather get him? Would you rather get after this guy just because he ran a 40? You're going to move him into that number 4 spot? Are you kidding me?
How many times do I have to say guard you? Seriously, that's what I want. Guard.
You live a boring life.
I do live a boring life, and you know what? It's gonna be so boring. It's gonna protect your $275 million investment.
So the last one I wanted to get to from Lance Erline, who is, I would consider him one of the more plugged in cats. He's got Ted McMillan, 5th to the Jags. 5th. So you guys let us know what you think about that.
I would go against everything they've talked about since they got here.
Exactly. Build the lines of scrimmage. But I'll give you a few more from his mock draft as we get going today. Real quick of that, JJ, if you don't mind, we'll do it real fast.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This will shock no one. But it did come out just a bit earlier. Devontae Adams has been released by the New York Football Jets. He was a costly son of a gun, and whoever gets him is expecting a lot out of him, and had they traded for him, they would have had to pay a lot of money for him to be on their roster. New York, by cutting him, they save let's just call it $30 million by releasing him. But he was due to make a cap figure of over $38 million. And so they just couldn't hang on, and no one was going to deal for that deal. And so let's at least use that as a backdrop, talk a little bit more about the receiving players that are out there. Dallas does a big deal. So we've got some movement as far as shaping our free agency picture and then where the Jags and the rest of the NFL is going to go when it comes to the draft. So you guys jump in, 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. We would love to hear from you. You can jump in the YouTube chat. All you got to do is go to YouTube, search XL Primetime or 1010XL, and have some fun with us talking draft, talking free agency on a Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday.
After work, crack open a cold one with Rick Ballou.
How's that beer tasting?
Like the first of many.
Into the night.
Make yourselves at home, sweet home, boys.
Evenings on 1010XL.
I hear we're getting a new cappuccino machine.
Don't miss the Players' Championship, March 11th through 16th at TPC Sawgrass. This can't-miss event features a variety of activities for every fan to enjoy, from delicious bites to the Sawgrass Splash. There are endless fan enhancements that will make for a memorable experience. Plus, watch the top PGA Tour players, including back-to-back champion Scotty Scheffler, take on the iconic stadium course featuring the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Your hole-in-one for men's health is Ackerman Urology.
With offices in Mandarin, Middleburg, Rural Gulf Village, and the beaches, Ackerman will get you on par for any prostate conditions and sexual vitality. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campion Law.
When it rains, it better drain. If storm drains on your commercial property aren't doing their job, this is a major liability that needs to be corrected. Call Duck Duck Rooter to have your storm drains jetted and cleaned with our powerful vac con truck. We'll clear the way for better drainage. Call 904-862-6769. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jags. Duck Duck Rooter, your fully insured certified plumbing and underground utility contractor.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, congratulating 1010XL Scholar Athlete of the Week, Maya Brumley, senior lacrosse player at Sandalwood High. Maya's scholastic achievements include the National and English Honor Societies. Congratulations, Maya.
Welcome, John, our new admin lead.
Thanks.
You've got your laptop, all your admin apps. Oh, and you'll be in charge of ordering food for the team. So here's your drawer full of menus.
Whoa.
You'll keep your receipts in this file folder. Whoops. Receipt confetti.
Oh, dear.
Oh, and all these sticky notes have everyone's dietary preferences.
Have you tried Easy Cater? Online ordering from great restaurants, tools to save time and stay on budget, digital receipts in one place.
We're going to need a bigger recycling bin.
Easy Cater, the smarter, simpler way to order food for your workplace. Order now at easycater.com.
What could you do with an extra $75,000 right now, or even a couple $100,000? If you own a home, you can get that money in less than a week with Loan Pronto. Hey, Prosser here. Loan Pronto is the leader in quickly converting your home equity into cold, hard cash. So you can pay off all your credit cards or start that home remodel. Loan Pronto has several easy options to let you access the cash from your home. There's virtually no paperwork, no cumbersome process, no junk fees, often no appraisals. Listen, the average homeowner now has over $300,000 in equity. That's your money. Use it. One client got $150,000 out and paid off all their credit cards, 2 car loans, and a personal loan, cutting their monthly expenses by $1,500. You can get approved in as little as 1 day, so act now with no hard credit pull up front. LoanPronto.com or 904-999-1508. Get the money you need for anything at 904-999-1508 or just go to LoanPronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Everyone seems to be in a time crunch these days. Well, don't forget, you can always count on the cold case at Daly's. Always convenient, always cold. Whether it's the king of beers, Natty Light, Stella, or Cigar City, or Goose Island, or Bud Light Seltzer, dash into Daly's and grab one to go.
Tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters? You're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. Let's face it, your neighbor Steve still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Cannonball!
Honey, someone's in our pool.
Oh, refreshing.
John, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Dave. Seeing as how me and the guys at Clearwater Irrigation reinstalled your sprinklers after the pool contractor ripped it out, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took a quick dip.
But in a Jaguar print Speedo?
Yeah, Dave. My bad.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage, too.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Looking for adventure? Need a machine that works as hard as you do? See
CF Moto has you covered. At Ride Now Beach Boulevard, we've got CF Moto ATVs and UTVs built for any task, any trail, anytime. Tear up the dirt with the trail-tested C-Force ATV lineup or conquer through terrain with a Z-Force UTV. Find your CF Moto ride today at Ride Now Beach Boulevard or visit ridenowbeachboulevard.com. ATVs and UTVs are for riders 16 and older. They can be hazardous to operate. CF Moto recommends an improved safety training course.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
22 minutes after the 2 o'clock hour, XL Primetime, hanging out on a beautiful Tuesday. We are, well, this time next week, we will be on the grounds at the beautiful TPC Sawgrass, the stadium course, for the, oh my gosh, it's going to be so good. Military appreciation that day, concert that night, practice rounds then and Wednesday, and then it is on Thursday. So looking forward to it. But right now, looking forward to the conversation with Leger Douzable, a former Jacksonville Jaguar, and you can see him on CBS Sports HQ. He's actually all over the map, including SiriusXM as well. Leger, welcome in. How you doing, man?
Good. I'm just trying to get an invite next Tuesday to TPC because that's a beautiful course.
Yeah, and look, I know you've been here, you've frequented here, and you can easily come back, and we'll make sure that you can enjoy that. Have you ever played? Did you ever play the stadium course?
I actually haven't, so that's why I'm looking forward to getting that invite next Tuesday, you know?
I do like that. And he is not that far away from the 904, so he definitely can make it happen. But, yeah, let us know, man, if you'd love to come up. It is such a fun week. It's just so cool. How was last week? How cool was it? And you're a guy who comes from it from a former player point of view, a former Jaguar, and now with CBS Sports HQ. You did a great job with the first pick with Ryan Wilson and company. But what did you think of the talent stock that you saw up in Indianapolis?
I mean, as a defensive lineman, I was salivating. Not going to lie. This is probably the deepest defensive tackle draft class that we've seen, I'm going to say, ever. Right? When you talk about pure talent with guys potentially in the third, fourth round that could be potential starters in the NFL, really got to enjoy sitting down. And to me, that's the most important thing about the combine. Like, people get all enamored with the testing and everything. I like to call it the underwear Olympics. I like to go off game tape. But to me, the most important thing is sitting and talking with the players because you get to see their temperament, right? You get to see how they're wired, their makeup. Now, again, you only get them for a short amount of time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes max. But it's great to just sit back and talk ball. So I would say the running back position and the defensive tackle position, two of the deepest groups we've seen in a long time. And you might as well throw the tight end group in there as well. This is one of the deepest drafts when it comes to those three positions specifically.
Jay, I can appreciate what you just said because we get so enamored by the combine. The guys just test well. The film is ultimately very important. I mean, how these guys played in the game. But you talk about the defense first. What guys, in your opinion, at the combine, give me your top three defensive linemen that really impressed you during the combine?
So you said defensive linemen, so that's outside, inside, everything, right?
Yeah.
Number one guy, Jalen Walker, and people will say he's a stand-up linebacker, right, off-ball linebacker. But he showed at Georgia that he has a rare skill set in getting to the quarterback. Just go to that Texas game, right? 3 sacks against Calvin Banks, who most likely is going to be a top 15 pick in this draft. So he's a guy that has a skill set, and my comp for him is Frankie Louvu. And if anybody knows, Frankie Louvu, when he went to the Washington Commanders, Dan Quinn did a masterful job in using his skill set, kind of like Micah Parsons, right, where a guy that's a stand-up linebacker but on third down can really get after the quarterback. So sitting down and talking to him and the way he views the game, just thoroughly enjoyed the way he views the game. He's all about violence, right? And I asked him, what is more appealing to you, right? Getting a sack on a quarterback or a rock back and smacking a running back for a tackle for loss. And he was at a loss for words. He was like, there's something about getting after that quarterback. But he was like, it's a lot of fun when you smack that running back and impose your will on him too. So thoroughly enjoyed the conversation with him. He's a guy that's potentially going to go in the top 10. Another guy that I really like, he's number 2 as far as my defensive tackles on my board, Walter Nolan. plays the game finally. And the interesting thing about Walter Nolan, guys, is he was the number 1 high school recruit when he came out, right? So when you talk about taking a guy in the first round that's used to high expectations, that's what Walter Nolan is. He's a guy that's always had those expectations. So you don't have to worry about that at the next level. A lot of times, a lot of these guys, you worry about how they will play under the pressure of being a first-round pick because there's a lot that comes with that. But you don't have to worry about that with Walter Nolan. Played really well this past year at Ole Miss. And the third guy that I really enjoyed talking to, I would have to say, was probably Shamar Stewart, the Texas A&M defensive end. Now, the question on him is the lack of production. Didn't have the gaudy sack numbers. Only 4.5 sacks total in his career. But when you go back and watch his tape, right, this is a guy that constantly gets to the quarterback, but he struggles to finish. Now, as a former defensive lineman, pass rusher, I know that can be wearing on you mentally, right? And I asked him about that. I said, is it as simple as just finishing, or is it something that you have to get over the mental hump? And he was like, it's just finishing because sometimes I beat my guy so easily that I'm out of control when I get to the quarterback. So I think that's something he's very cognizant of. I'm sure NFL teams asked him about that all week long. And when it comes down to picking a guy in the first round, it's all about the traits mixed with the production. Now, he doesn't have the production, but God, does he have the traits, man. At 267, I believe he went out there and ran a 4. I want to say it was a 4.59 in the 40. Very explosive athlete. So those were the 3 guys that I was really impressed with that I sat down and talked to.
Leger, you could literally be talking about Trayvon Walker right now. Just sub Trayvon Walker in for Shamar Stewart. Same type of deal. Hey, so the new GM.
I think Michael Williams, a guy that's at Georgia coming out, to me, that's his comp, Trayvon Walker for sure.
So the new management here, the GM, coach, they've talked about building from the inside out, line of scrimmage out, which is, everybody knows that's the way you do it.
Correct.
Where do you expect them to go with that first pick? Will it be like a Mason Graham type, or do you expect them to go offensive lineman?
If Mason Graham is there at 5, they better run that card in. Like, I love what Mason Smith did last year. You talked about Trayvon Walker on one edge. They have Josh Hines Allen, let me get that correct, at the other end. So you're talking about a formidable front four when you talk about those front 4 guys, if you were to add Mason Graham to that defensive line. This is a guy that people worried about his size, his height. Got to interview and talk with him. He's a legit 6'3", right? And people were worried about his weight because he was listed at 320, but we knew he wasn't 320, right? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he weighed in at 296. But you see the athletic ability on film, and you're like, there's no way that's 320 moving like that. To me, he's the most pro-ready D tackle in this draft class. Plays with immense leverage, right? Guys don't move him off the ball, even though he's just south of 300 pounds. And then the efficient hand usage in pass rush. Quarterbacks will tell you the one thing they hate, guys, is that interior pass rush. And that's what Mason Graham can provide. You don't think that'll help a guy like Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines Allen if the quarterback can't step up because Mason Graham is in your lap? To me, Jacksonville makes the most sense. If Mason Graham is there at 5, go run that card in.
Yeah, all of Duval, you got to believe is loving hearing that because you never really got the quarterback off the spot if you look at that defensive pass pressure.
Yeah.
We're talking with Lizzie Douzable. You can definitely check him out. CBS Sports HQ, of course, SiriusXM as well. Former Jag, played with Buffalo and San Francisco, a couple of other teams. When you look at the depth of the talent, and when you said the defensive line you think is the deepest class ever, where else are they deep in terms of this 2025 draft class, you think?
You're talking about besides defensive tackle?
Yeah.
Yeah, running back without a doubt. Like, and that's the question people are wondering. Aston Gentry going in the first round in other draft classes, he may go like top 15, kind of like Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs did. Excuse me. But because this class is so deep, there's going to be starting running backs in the 3rd, 4th round. I mean, we saw Bucky Irvin last year, I believe, go in the 3rd or 4th round, and he ended up being their best running back as a rookie, right? And this class is significantly deeper. So you're talking about a deep running back class. People flirted with Amari Hampton potentially being a first-round pick. I believe he'll end up going early day 2 just because this class is so deep. There's going to be starting running backs, guys, or starting caliber running backs that probably go in the 4th, 5th round. That's how deep this class is. And the next position I would say is tight end, right? Everybody knows the 2 main guys, and Colston Loveland and also Tyler Warren. But this is a deep class when you talk about Elijah Arroyo, right? You got the Mason kid, Jason Taylor's son from LSU, right? You got Garrett Helm from Texas. Like, this class is deep. You got Ferguson from Oregon. This is a deep class of tight ends that can run and be weapons down the seam and be that, that friendly player for the quarterback, be that safety blanket for the quarterback. So those are the other two position groups I would say besides defensive tackle. When you look at it in totality, right, the tight ends and the running backs are really deep in this year's class.
Now, Leger, I was a little concerned initially about Mason Graham's 6'3", 296 frame until I found out he has a wrestling background. So his ability to use his leverage and hands against you, because I was going to take Kent Grant at 36 the Jaguars in the second round because I was a little concerned about him getting swallowed up by the offensive lineman.
I'm so glad you brought that up, and it's a really good point because when somebody has a wrestling background, to your point, they definitely understand leverage, right? They know how to maneuver other people's bodies, right? They know how to get lower than other people because that's what you do in wrestling, right? It's all about leverage and maneuvering around somebody's body. So that's why I said when you watch the tape, I know people were concerned about his size. He never gets moved off the ball, even on double teams. Like, he's just always in the perfect position. And people will say, he's got shorter arms. I think he was 32 3/8. But the thing about his tape is, guys, he's so quick twitch that his hands are always inside the offensive lineman's chest before they even get off the ball. So that's something I asked him about, too, because I liken it to Braden Fisk last year. Braden Fisk probably should have been a first-round pick, but because of some of the measurables, he fell to the early second. But teams, I think, because Braden Fisk has some success, won't look at Mason Graham like that because they know he's had that quote-unquote deficiency with the arm length, and he knows how to play around it as far as getting his hands on offensive linemen before they get him on him. And then you talked about it, the wrestling background. He knows how to use his leverage, how to get lower than the offensive lineman, and he knows how to sit in there on double teams. But I'm glad you brought up Kenneth Grant. Because honestly, I don't think he's making it to the second round. Honestly, I don't think he's making it past pick 24. Like, the thing about Kenneth Grant at 340 pounds is that he's a freak athlete. I mean, there's a play on film from last year, Penn State. Katron Allen breaks out into the pile, and this 340-pound defensive tackle comes and chases him down. Like, that's unheard of. A 340-pound guy chasing a running back down in the open field. And the thing is, he has so much upside as a pass rusher. You can tell that he really got into his bag this offseason when you talk about honing in on your craft. Because if you turn on that Ohio State tape, him and Mason Graham put on a pass rush display. And I think that's where the growth is for Kenneth Grant. He's not a guy that's just going to be big and stay in there on double teams and on first and second down. He's a guy that not only can push the pocket, he can get on the edge and beat offensive guards and get to the quarterback. So when you talk about the upside of Kenneth Grant, I think that's what's intriguing to a lot of teams and why I think he ends up going in the back of the first round.
Hey, Leger, where do you fall on the Travis Hunter debate? Do you see him as a wide receiver or a corner?
I see him starting as a corner and moonlighting as a wide receiver. I just think when you talk about positional value, it's a lot easier to find a really good receiver than it is to find a lockdown corner, and that's what Travis Hunter is. Now, he has elite ball skills, whether you're talking about him at corner or receiver. Like, the ball just sticks to his hands, right? And his quickness off the line of scrimmage helps him against press man. If you're talking about him as a receiver, not the most polished route runner, but I believe that's because he was doing so much. He didn't really get to hone in on that craft because he had to play 100% of the defensive snaps as well.
Right.
But I think from day one, and I think the number 3 pick makes a lot of sense for the Giants, depending on what happens with these quarterbacks, that he'll start as a corner because they have Deonte Banks there, but he's really struggled. They took him in the first round a few years ago. But then I think he could moonlight maybe 5 to 7 snaps on offense. But I think from day one, he'll be a starting corner. I actually enjoyed my conversation with him. He said he took meetings not only at receiver, but at corner as well. So it'll be interesting to see how teams view him.
All right, we're going to debate this later. So, Leger, leave us with this. If Travis Hunter and Mason Graham are there at 5, you already said one, you run the card up. What do you do, bro?
Why would you do this to me? That's tough. Because you could do so much with Travis Hunter. There's still some question marks on what's going to be done with Christian Kirk and his deal. You got Gabe Davis coming back. You also have BTJ there as well. And at the corner spot, you got Tyson Campbell, who's one of the best young corners in all of football. Oh, that's tough. I would still lean. I feel like we talked about it to start this conversation, right? You have to build it from the inside out. I would still lean Mason Graham, even though I think Travis Hunter's a generational type player. I would still lean Mason Graham there.
All right. You had to make the pick. You did it. Leger, we appreciate it, bro. You can definitely check him out. He is on CBS Sports HQ, also with the first pick, Ryan Wilson, Sirius XM, a bunch of other stuff. Just let us know if you're coming up here, and we'll make sure that you make it out to the players, okay?
No, I appreciate that.
All right, Leger. Thanks, buddy. It's such a tough question because you know what has not worked here. And so let's just keep that conversation going up here in a second. You're thinking?
No, I'm thinking that if you stick to the narrative in which your first presser where you said that we got to build this thing from the inside out.
Yeah.
Well, you stick to your guns, bro.
All right. So
unless you start with free agency.
Yeah, well, if you start free agency.
That box might have been checked. Exactly. All right, we'll keep it going. You guys react to that. 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Jump in the YouTube chat. You can definitely do it. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota, they bring you today's show. March is a great time to buy. And if you're shopping for one of the beautiful SUVs, pickup trucks, economy sedans, luxury sedans on either lot, hit me up. I'll make sure I take care of you. Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet.
The world will be watching Ponte Vedra.
And the Scheffler victory train just keeps on rolling.
Get live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates.
Teed up by Roundtree Sauce
Surfside Pools.
and Performance Painting.
On 1010XL.
Jags fans, here's your chance to score a trip to Green Bay for round 1 of draft night. Through the Everbank Draft Night Experience Sweepstakes, one lucky winner and a guest will be there live and in person to see the Jaguars make their first pick. To enter, visit everbank.com/draft by April 4th. That's everbank.com/draft. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 3/3/25 to 4/4/25. For official rules, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/draft. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA Golf Professional. Take it from me. If you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet. Football season may be over, but there's plenty of action everywhere else. Not sure what to bet on? Check out the Discover page at Hard Rock Bet. You can download the app or head to hardrock.bet. College basketball, we're closing in on the biggest tournament of the year. Don't go in blind. Bet on the action today. Hard Rock Bet, download the app. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Florida homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Universal Roof and Contract protects your home and your wallet. Invest in a stronger roof and save big. Spend $6,000 and get up to $600 off. $15,000 up to $2,000 off. $20,000 up to $3,000 off. This deal ends March 31st. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean. And there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On March 4th, 1927, Babe Ruth becomes the highest paid player in MLB history at the time, signing a 3-year, $70,000 per season contract with the New York Yankees.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured.
If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, buddy, you look worried.
Worried? I'm apoplectic!
You're what now?
I'm freaking out, Jason. Stupid water heater crapped out, so I haven't showered since Thursday. I start smelling a little funky, blow my big corporate job interview tomorrow, I'll end up settling for some dead-end career selling spatulas on the internet.
Dude, stay cool.
There's nothing cool about a cold shower, Jason. I mean, I know how that sounds, but
Bueller Air and Plumbing can get a new water heater installed today. The day you call. You could be smelling fresh again by dinner time.
Wait, you can do that?
Put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Is that cooler?
Oh, yeah.
Well, life moves pretty fast. If you spend much more time smelling like this, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
Staying Alive, one night of the Bee Gees, a tribute like you've never seen before. Experience the songs and sights of a full Bee Gees playlist performed live. March 6th at Jack Center for the Performing Arts. Tickets at fscjartistseries.org.
Everybody, Mike Dempsey here. In the past 10 years, the weight loss industry has seen it all. New medications, fad diets, sculpting, and still, Awaken 180 continues to stand alone as the proven solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Perfecto!
We're looking for a little perfecto right now. From the Atlantic to the Pacifico. We're going to go with a little perfecto thanks to Pacifico Mexican Lager. Found in Baja, imported by surfers for those who live life anchors up. Enjoy a delicious Pacifico. You belly up to the bar, ask for one. That's for sure. All right, so since Leger kind of took us down that road, deepest defensive lineman class, and then he even paused and then said ever, holy cow. All right, so I'm just going to go back to a couple of combine things, and this is going to be semi-easy, but also not 100% easy. Most player invites by school to the combine.
To this year's or all time?
This year. I need the top three, like I said, and then we'll have a little fun after that, but the top three.
Ohio State's got to be
Ohio
one.
State's number one.
All right, so like we said, boom, that is gettable right
Top
there at
three,
the top.
all right. So I'll say Ohio State 1.
They had 15, including the great Will Howard.
I'll say Georgia 2. And I will say Texas 3.
All right, so let's just wrap up the first part of our question. Texas and Georgia tied with 14 each.
They're both number 2?
So those are the top. Yeah.
Perfecto!
We got a little perfecto. I figured that this was gettable for you guys, and you jumped in quickly. All right, so now just to have a little fun, give me the top ACC team.
Us.
The top ACC team
With the most
Miami.
invites.
Miami.
Yeah. They had 10 players. The next school from the SEC after
Georgia and Texas.
And you have to name Texas, which is still weird to say, after Georgia and Texas. As a matter of fact, there's a tie.
I would just say Bama.
I don't think it's going to be Bama, though.
There's a tie.
Isn't that sad?
It might be Bama. It might be. I'll say Texas A&M and...
Oh, Texas A&M's a good one.
Bama.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, go with Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is one of them.
Texas A&M and Bama are not?
Nope.
Wow.
Ole Miss
Florida.
and Tennessee.
Is it Florida?
Nope.
Oh, Tennessee.
No Tennessee.
Is it LSU?
Nope.
Wow. Who is it?
Tennessee, probably.
No, it's not Tennessee.
Cocky.
Get out of here.
South Carolina with 11 players tied with Ole Miss. I thought that was interesting. So
We won't even mention the other conferences.
Dismantled by Illinois of all people.
they're
in the bowl
not
game.
important.
Right. It wasn't a big game, right? That's why they got dismantled by.
Yeah. But Shane Beamer, give him a little bit of credit. They actually, we can weave right into some college ball, talk a little bit about spring football right now. But anyway, give him a little credit because his back was against the wall in terms of trying to produce something good in South Carolina. Even though they didn't quite get to the college football playoff, they were balling, man.
Bro, down the stretch, didn't nobody want to see South Carolina. Not down the stretch.
Yeah.
Now, do you see
apparently Illinois did.
That was in the bowl game.
And remember the beef between the coaches?
Y'all got, it's always got to be like a qualifier.
Yeah,
well, it was a bowl game, so the SEC didn't care.
I'm just talking about it. I mean, I'm talking about the regular season.
Now, do you guys think South Carolina will be a program that takes that next step and continues to be good, or is this just an outlier?
I think if Lenore Sellers becomes the next step of a quarterback, I think they'll be very good.
Yeah, he's the key. And if he stays there, then they can stay there.
He's got some, honestly, and you hate to say this stuff, but he's got a little Cam Newton to him, man.
I was just thinking that. Yes.
He does.
Body size and everything.
He does, man.
And his ability to take off, absorb.
That can't
throw
run.
like Cam did, though.
No, he can't throw like
Well, not accurately
Not
like that, but he's got a good arm, man.
But it's so funny because you take a look at the Cam stats, and there was so much run-centric in his stat sheet. And it was maybe
Plus, Cam had been in college ball for 4 years by the time he started playing at Auburn.
Oh, yeah.
For 4 years.
Whereas Lenore's
this was his second year in college. He was a redshirt freshman last year.
stepped off the bus and got off the training table and then just took off. But I do think where he goes, they will go. And Shane Beamer has a great opportunity to recruit off of him. Kind of like what Billy Napier's supposed to be doing with DJ Lagway, is you recruit off of your star. Supposed to. You recruit off of your star. And Lenore's was a star. And by the way, they had some bigs across the front, too, when we were just talking about defensive linemen.
Sure.
And so that's part of the reason why they had 11.
Their defense was really good.
Yeah. So, real quick, just to kind of finish out this conversation.
Emmanuel's going to be a first-round pick, too. He's a safety. He's top 20 guy people are talking about.
Even we were talking about him.
Yeah.
He wowed them as a matter of fact, let me see if I can find this one tweet that they were cranking stuff out from the combine. And
the 4.38, 11.6 broad jump, 43-inch vertical. That's ridiculous.
Got a couple young cats on that defense, too, that are very good.
Yeah, so here's Imanwari last season. 417 coverage snaps. 0 touchdowns allowed. 4 interceptions, 3 pass breakups, 37.1 passer rating allowed, and his coverage grade nearly 87%. This is from PFF. That's cocky.
How tall is he? Isn't he 6'5"? Safety?
I don't know if he's that tall.
6'4", 6'3", something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
He was a mega recruit, man.
Yeah.
And excuse me, everyone says that recruiting's overrated. It's
No,
not.
it's
I
not.
mean, think about this. If the
Who
Jags
says
pick,
that?
if the Jags pick Mason Graham, and their line is Trayvon Walker, Mason Graham, Mason Smith, and Josh Hines Allen, those are 4 major recruits right
Highly decorated. Yeah, highly decorated. Yeah. And it's so funny because you can take some of the rivals' rankings from year to year, and then you can translate them to how high they were drafted. And it does translate more often. Well, not more often, but it translates quite a bit as far as the top players. They do develop into stars. So real quick, let me just hit a couple of these other ones that were left over. Oregon had 13 invited to the combine. And so they definitely were able to kick out, and they're doing pretty well right now because we'll bring up spring football again in the 3 o'clock hour, and they're doing pretty well right now.
So you're saying that 5-star recruits usually translate well.
Quite a few of them do. Yeah.
So if they don't, is the coach or the kid?
Yeah, it's always going to be a combo, but it's the overhyping of that kid when everyone jumps on him. The rating services, all of them jump on him, say he's a 5-star, and then it comes down to, do you develop a kid? And now with the transfer portal, he may jump from, let's just use a quarterback as an example, from offense to offense, play caller to play caller, and who knows whether they even have enough time to develop him and turn him into something good.
Willie
Because of
Williams.
just how crazy.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
He's the first one I always think of.
At Miami, the linebacker? Yeah, bro.
But like right now, as an example, and I use quarterback, Dante Moore is a 5-star that you may never see on a field. We'll find out if we see him on a field this year with Oregon. Do you think we will, Matty? Because he was behind. He was in a backup role in UCLA.
I think he's the starter starting out, no doubt.
In a backup role in Oregon behind Dylan Gabriel, and we'll find out whether or not he can actually get the job done. Now, by the way,
another one of those 5-star guys that was highly decorated.
Yeah.
Didn't play badly at UCLA.
No, but that's what I mean. He's a 5-star that I'll keep my eye on. Whether or not,
and then transferred to Oregon, and then he and Dylan Gabriel were both there, and he wasn't winning that job.
Right. Dylan was the dude. Real quick, just to finish up the combine invites, T6 in terms of overall invites, 9 for Alabama and for Florida. So they were both tied 6th. So there you go. Well, whoever you do send to the combine does tell a lot about the quality of your football team. And Florida State went from having 13, I want to say, a year ago to a couple.
What I get off of that whole thing we just did is Ole Miss really blew it this year.
Yeah, they did. They
Holy
totally
crap.
100%.
Like, how often are you going to have that level of talent at Ole Miss?
With the quarterback leading the charge.
He's going to be a first-round pick.
Yeah. Oh, especially that,
Yeah, with the quarterback leading the charge. And they blew it in Gainesville. They really did.
They blew it at home to Kentucky, too.
They blew it in Coral Gables, too.
Mm-hmm.
You have a unicorn like Cam Ward.
Oh, absolutely.
Just give him a terrible. If you just gave him a bad defense, we'd be in the championship.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I'd like to see how many of those guys that went to the combine from Miami were on the defensive side.
Y'all were a lock, and you lost 3 or last
they
were. I'm saying, bro, we're scoring 40 points. We're scoring 40 points a game, and the defense is scoring 45.
But you also were living life a little on the edge.
We were.
There's no doubt
about
exciting.
that. Listen,
because of the defense, though.
Yeah,
that Cal game was the all-time game. We're living life on the edge.
Listen, I enjoyed
or Vatek, maybe.
Towards the end.
Just to finish this, that FSU did have 10 players drafted last year. I believe it was 13 that went to the combine.
Right.
And they did have more players this year go to the combine than wins. So that was actually a positive for them.
Wow.
Yeah, one more.
Nice.
It's XL Primetime.
There's a reason why people love to listen to play-by-play on the radio.
This is unbelievable what we're witnessing. I'm serious.
1010XL, Jacksonville's home for play-by-play.
Don't miss the Players' Championship, March 11th through 16th at TPC Sawgrass. This can't-miss event features a variety of activities for every fan to enjoy, from delicious bites to the Sawgrass Splash. There are endless fan enhancements that will make for a memorable experience. Plus, watch the top PGA Tour players, including back-to-back champion Scottie Scheffler, take on the iconic stadium course featuring the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Can you believe it's tournament time in North Florida again? Don from Taco Lou here, and yes, the Players' Championship is right around the corner. But can you believe, too, that Taco Lou is celebrating 12 years of Tacos on 12? They say time flies when you're having fun, but 12 years just blew past us. But we love it. Even with all the changes we've seen out there over the years, one thing has not changed. Bangin' shrimp tacos and margaritas behind 12 Green. Catch us at the course, catch us at the Lou. We're open Monday of Players Week at Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist congratulating our Scholar Athlete of the Week, Amelia Tucker, senior varsity track and field and soccer player at Wilson High. Amelia is involved with student government and is a member of the National Honor Society. Congratulations, Amelia.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town, setting the standard in our hometown. Quality service, the best around. Coolidge is the cat that cares about your heating and about your air. Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town.
Out with the old, in with the organized. Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design.
Freshen up your home this spring with a custom organization solution. For a limited time, take advantage of our spring special and enjoy exclusive savings on closets, garages, home offices, and more. That's 40% off with an additional 15% off with 12-month special financing through April. Spring on this deal before it's gone. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation with Closets by Design.
Poker players, the Run Good Poker Series is coming to Best Bet Jacksonville from April 24th to May 4th with 10 poker events, including the $1,200 main event, hosting a $300,000 guaranteed prize pool, and event number 1, a $400 no-limit hold'em tourney with a $200,000 guarantee. The action is non-stop. One in, win your seat through satellite starting April 4th at Best Bet Jacksonville. For all the Run Good Series structures and details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WonderWorld wants you to do. WonderWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WonderWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WonderWorld can.
And with WonderWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WonderWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WonderWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WonderWorld, and to top it off, WonderWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WonderWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call WindowWorld today and get your free in-home estimate or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
WindowWorld. Simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com. And let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
I'm Max Fink here with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Yesterday, Los Angeles Rams head coach Sean McVay appeared on the Pat McAfee Show. One of the topics they dove into was the success of the members of the Rams coaching staff and front office have had since moving on. McAfee and McVay had some fun talking about Gladstone, and McVay had some very positive things to say about the way he presents himself and how he wants to see his former Rams in Cohen and Gladstone succeed in Duval.
Are you worried about Gladstone, little babyface, coming in and just sniping all of your guys?
Gladstone's a stud, man. Don't sleep on Gladstone. He is a smart, sharp, articulate dude. Love the way he sees the game. He's got this nice, patient, calm delivery. I said, man, I just want to listen to you talk. He's a great teacher. I'm fired up for James Gladstone. Congratulations to James. Go help Liam get this thing right in Jacksonville.
It's 73 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
3 o'clock hours here. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday right here on XL Primetime. Joe C. along with Matty Hayes. You can check out his stuff at USA Today Sports. Hurricane Hall of Famer Big Searcy and JJ. The talk today has been, free agency. It's right around the corner. Tags. Who's going to get hit with one by the time we reach the 4 o'clock Eastern deadline, and then also leftovers from the combine. So we will definitely kind of stay on that. But I got to bring this up because we didn't really bring it up yesterday. We played a soundbite from the great Morgan Freeman with a tribute to Gene Hackman when he was up on the stage at the Academy Awards. Do we know? Have you talked to anybody that watched the Academy Awards?
I thought you were going to ask, do we know what really happened with Gene Hackman?
No, because
I was hoping he was going there.
There's
too.
more info on that.
I was going to say, I don't think that we've completely solved this crime from our chair, but there definitely is
We're
more
trying.
info.
So apparently the last message they got from his pacemaker was like 10 days before they found him.
So how does that work? Just to educate me on
he'd been
that.
dead for 10 days apparently.
Okay, so the last message.
Right. And what they believe is his this is what Dr. Bodden, the famed forensic pathologist, you know who that guy is? The guy that's always...
I don't know if I do.
He's like this famous pathologist, okay? So
you first off...
Dr. Bob is his name?
Bodden. Michael Bodden.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, let the record show Matt does go down in kind of a morbid list of stuff that he watched.
No, this is everybody knows Michael Bodden. I can't believe you guys don't know who Michael Bodden is.
No idea. I have no idea.
I can guarantee there's going to be guys in the text line going, of course, Michael Bodden. Anyway, he said it could have been something as simple as his pacemaker stopped, he died. She panicked, was trying to get him the medicine, which apparently the medicine was on the counter. She's fumbled through the medicine. Either she had a heart attack or she hit her head or something.
What about
she
the dog?
died. The dog apparently
Ate the medicine.
again was in a cage. I guess they had him in a cage for when they sleep. I don't know. Some people put their dogs in a cage for sleep. I don't know why they would do something like that, but they do.
Oh my God!
Right. That's why he died, because he didn't have anything to eat.
The dog died in a cage.
Yes, died in the cage because he had nothing to eat.
No, they didn't say that in the story.
I feel better about everything now with the German Shepherd because you were really going after him hard on that one. So he died of starvation.
To be fair, they did take down the German with him.
Well, yeah, but he died of starvation.
What about the other two dogs outside? I mean, didn't he eat?
Apparently, the other two dogs didn't need to be in cages. I don't know why they didn't, but they didn't.
See, Matt's so pissed about the dog in a cage more than anything.
100% I am.
People, you think it's crazy that people sleep with a dog in a kennel or whatever, a cage?
I think it's odd, yeah. Why not just let him sleep in the floor somewhere?
Well, first of all, when a dog is little, you have to have him caged when you sleep.
No,
maybe he doesn't want
yes,
to poop.
Yes, you do. Because exactly. They tear everything up. They poop everywhere. Come on, man. You've had a puppy.
I have, and I've never put him in a cage.
Are you ever to sleep? Okay.
Never. No, never.
Text line. Where are we at with this?
Exactly.
Am I a dog abuser?
I mean,
or is Matt just like a total hippie?
First off,
you let the dog sleep in the bed with you, don't you, Matt?
Occasionally.
Oh, see, I can't trust your opinion on this.
Exactly.
Man. You're a crazy dog person.
He loves the canine.
Yeah.
How does that make me a crazy dog person?
It's gross.
How is that gross?
It's gross.
Like
he's licking his butt.
I've had worse in the bed next.
That's where it comes from. That is where it comes from.
Line of the day.
That is it in a nutshell.
I'd rather have the dog than.
But we had the Frank. We had the Frank for like 17 years. I think in his entire life, he pooped inside the house twice. Like that's it. It was embarrassed that he did it.
Yeah, but I'm saying like as a puppy. Like the first few weeks you have him at the house, you're supposed to cage him.
Exactly. You're supposed to sleep. That's just how you kind of get him used to everything.
Like Casey just texted me.
Yeah.
And he says, Case, Jack O'Brien's on Casey, our sales rep here.
Mm-hmm.
He says, his dogs pee all over the place at night, so they sleep in a cage. And I'm thinking, my dog will literally hold it for 14 hours if he has to. He will not go
He'll
in the
control
house.
it.
He 100% will not go.
Who wouldn't want to control
They
it?
have prostate issues too.
Some of us
tell
do
you
as
right now,
adults.
he's a good boy.
We're humans. So the text line's blowing up.
I
People
know.
say when you crate train a dog, they want to sleep in there at night. Plus, it keeps them from jumping up on the bed.
And then,
But there's other people. I've had 3 pit bulls. I've never caged.
another one,
Caging dogs is cruel. Go Matt.
Yes, thank you.
Long-time co-sleeper with my dog. I'm just curious if anyone else is in that bed.
Most people that breed or train dogs will sleep in a crate, but they train them and don't have to close the door.
Mm-hmm. Okay. See, they can come
There's
in
like
and out
1,000 of these, man.
Oh, yeah. All right. See, that's what we want. We want a little information. We did start out with, has anyone seen a movie that was nominated for
Right.
Best
At the end of the day,
I have no idea.
Gene Hackman and his wife still did that dog wrong. That's all I'm saying, okay?
Yeah. They left this earth, and unfortunately, the German didn't make it. That's it, honestly.
Now we have
I'm not blaming them for the dog's death. I think that the way you look is so sinister when you think about that.
I think it's a stretch to believe that she had a heart attack.
I agree. I'm just saying
like
what Dr.
right
Bond
after
said,
he died. That's
not impossible.
weird. It's not impossible. It just seems.
I mean, she was what, 62?
unlikely.
Is that right? 62?
Yeah, she was a lot younger.
Yeah, that's a lot younger. 62. You have a heart attack because your husband dies? I'm not buying that.
She could have hit her head, like we said.
She could have. I'm still not buying it.
Now, this person says, never had a dog in a cage, never put a dog on a leash. If you train them, you don't need to. I get that, but there's like sometimes when you're in public, you should just have your dog
I will have mine on a leash. I would never have him off leash because it's not appropriate for other dogs.
people.
Right. It doesn't make it makes other people feel a little uncomfortable.
Of course it does.
All right, we
Jay.
have too many of these to even.
Yeah, I know there's a bunch.
I know. Once you bring up dogs, this is like worse than politics. Might as well bring up religion too.
I do like Jay on the south side. I slept in the crate and the dog slept on the bed. Thank you very much. All right. we press on. I don't even know. JJ, can you look up the Academy Award Best Picture Oscars? Because honestly, I don't know. Like last night, TLD, the lovely Diane's going to take a film class. And so she's like, they gave her like a list. Go back and watch a handful of these. So anyway, we went back and watched Seabiscuit last night.
Oh, I love Seabiscuit.
It was the best. And honestly, like you guys know, you can plug it in one Saturday, put it back on next Saturday. I won't remember hardly anything, but I love the hell out of it. And speaking of,
so what do you know about this year's winner, Honora?
No, I've never heard of it.
A young woman from Brooklyn gets her chance at a Cinderella story when she meets and marries the son of an oligarch. Once the news reaches Russia, her fairy tale is threatened as the parents set out for New York to get the marriage annulled.
Sounds like Coming to America.
Probably a little less
without
funny.
any humor, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, give me another one.
Oh, you want the nominees?
Yeah, I want the nominees.
Oh, okay.
All right.
No, you don't.
I probably don't.
Then the one that won was about
no, that was the one that won.
What was the one?
Aurora.
What do they call them now? Sex workers now. It's the correct term now.
Is she
She won the best actress. The girl that it's Honora, right? Isn't that what it is? Yeah.
Okay.
And when she accepted the award, she said, "I want to thank the sex workers."
No way.
I swear.
Oh my God.
God is my witness.
All right, there is one that a lot of our listeners probably have seen that was nominated. Dune Part 2. My brother loved that movie. Okay. Wicked was sort of like the ladies' movie of the year. That was nominated. The Brutalist, which I've heard, I think that's like is that a Nazi Germany one? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm lost, man.
The Substance, never heard of it. I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, Conclave, A Complete Unknown, and Amelia Perez.
It's a lot.
I always think it's interesting, like,
Nickel Boys, is that where Nickelback came from? Is that the origin
Nickel Boys
story?
Is
you've got the transportation workers, you've got the dairy workers, and now apparently you have the sex workers.
Yeah, that's not an uncommon term. It really is not.
I think it is, actually.
Yeah. No, I think I've heard that one quite often. What about the movie?
they're saying that she's a stripper.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, text line.
Watch the movie Sing Sing is another one saying on the text line.
So you started this whole segment just trying to talk about Gene Hackman.
And we never did.
Well, we did,
we
but
never
we didn't.
got to talk about
And
Gene.
Morgan Freeman had a great little soliloquy for him.
But but really, the reason I did want to bring it up is because I didn't know any of the movies, and I was just curious if anyone did watch the Oscars, because we were joking yesterday, like, oh, wait a minute, the Oscars were on the night before. We weren't paying attention to it.
That's social media wasn't a buzz about it.
Dude, I remember even when I was a teenager, like everybody watched it. They used to get like 60 million people to watch it. Like it was sort of a big deal because we watched the movies and we wanted one to win over the other. But nowadays it's like, okay, I might have seen one of these.
Yeah, I can remember as a kid watching the 5 faces that were up for Best Actor just to see what their reaction was, and you knew every movie. Like JJ saying, you knew every one of them. and you wanted that one individual to win or whatever.
We stream now. We don't have time for movies.
Yeah. Well,
and the movies are trash. They suck.
They're terrible. I haven't seen any of them. Hulu, Netflix, Paramount.
There's so many good ones that you can't watch.
I'm watching old stuff. I just finished Twin Peaks, which no one informed me that it gets canceled after the second season.
Well, I wasn't going to tell you that.
So, like, right at the end, it's sort of a cliffhanger, but it's not. But you're like, oh, no.
Oh, damn.
It's just over.
but sometimes you buy into that because you'll look at Netflix and you'll go, all right, 2 seasons. Okay,
It's short,
I can engage. It's not going to take too long. Like Reacher, as an example, they're dropping one a week. I want to watch them all at the same time.
I'm with you on
it's
that.
not as good as the first 2 seasons. It's kind of a little. The first season was really good with him.
Yeah, of course.
Second season was all right.
Yeah.
Third season, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to keep watching it.
Is that like a Jack Reacher?
Yeah, it's not, but it's getting worse.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little too far-fetched at this point.
Oh, really? Reacher, far-fetched?
I know, but I could put up with it the first season because it was fun.
Yeah.
Second season, I kind of put up with it because, all right, it's Reacher. And now it's like,
Okay, all right. The book Seabiscuit was great.
Very good.
Agreed.
The movie was not.
Oh, they were both
This is
good.
a texter. I like I said, I enjoyed it. Was like a PBS special on the evils of capitalism during the Depression, rather than the individual accomplishment of people and the horse.
By the way, I think the text line gets as fired about
liked
dogs as they do the Jaguars. Just FYI.
Yeah.
More. I've almost never seen this many texts.
Yeah, if they have
and
a
it's
Jaguar
about
as
caging
a pet,
or
then
uncaging.
you'd really truly get the essence of it. But yeah, dogs will make you feisty. You're ready to come after somebody over a pet or unfair treatment to animals, whatever it might be. But they did come with information today when it came to. And look, you're passionate about the dogs, so I can. You're right there with them. You might have grown. You might have grown closer to the fan base.
I might have.
Yeah.
With that, right?
Yeah. He loves animals as much as you people do, and I love them too. But we missed the Frank.
But they can't sleep in my bed.
Yeah. We would always let Frank, like, as long as Frank could leap up there, you got it, pal. We'll let you.
If you can make it.
And then after that, like, all right, you're right.
What about you, Leon? Are you a dog in the bed guy?
No.
Okay, I figured you weren't.
But I don't cage them, though.
Yeah.
I just train them.
You cannot tell me that Kid and Play never slept in a bed with you.
Never.
I refuse to believe that. Never?
No.
Where did they sleep?
On the floor.
Yeah.
Did you get them beds?
I got them nice beds.
Yeah, my dog sleeps on
Of
the bed
course, they have their own
Yeah.
dog
My dog sleeps
bed
in
on
his
the
bed.
ground.
I love
He
Matt's
sleeps, but
shock
if
and
it's
awe.
like
I'm not
thunderstorm and he gets scared, I don't mind if he jumps up. I don't care.
No, I don't. I mean, I got them nice little comfy beds. Some of them then I sleep on the floor.
Right.
Hard.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I got my bed too. He's happy.
He has rules, okay?
Yeah, I have rules.
Yeah, but I still
Searcy's got
don't
rules.
believe that.
No.
He loved Kid and Play. So
Yeah, I love Kid and Play. Yeah, but not gonna be there where my love making is at. Can't have that, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to vacuum that area.
Exactly.
You ain't doing that.
Come on, that's sacred
What is
ground,
that?
bro.
Is that a dog hair? All right. Now, are you guys ready to select offensive lineman and your choice, defensive lineman and your choice? Which way are we going here?
I don't think we need to tell you till.
All right,
till
think
it comes
about
up.
it.
Okay.
Think about it. Here
Gotcha.
comes the judge. We'll get back to the Jags. Big on big. Will the Jags at number 5 go offensive lineman or defensive lineman? And these two guys will represent either side. We'll do it coming up on XL Primetime.
More touchdowns, birdies, home runs, and slam dunks. More heartbreakers.
Every time you lose, you die a little bit.
And more victories.
And it goes for the win!
1010XL.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. New year, new you. It's early March now. Still not the time to give up. We've all set goals in the new year, and more times than not, it revolves around the way we look. So if you're ready to get serious about being the best you, it's time to get serious about Awaken 180 weight loss. It's time to get serious about losing weight the right way and getting into the best shape of your life safely. No guesswork, no trial and error, no medication side effects. I'm proof. I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180. Hacker lost more than 100, and you can lose what you want too. Doesn't matter what your goal weight is, Awaken 180 Weight Loss will get you there quickly and safely. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. Reach your goals with Awaken 180 Weight Loss and become a new you. Trust me, it was simple, a word you never hear used with weight loss programs, unless, of course, you're referring to Awaken 180. Choose the simple, clear path to success with the solution for weight loss. Awaken 180 Weight Loss at awaken180weightloss.com.
Get this thing unwrapped here. Duval! Prize, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval? That's right. Dan, I really identify with Duval. You live in St. John's County, knucklehead. I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up. The boss. Because, of course, oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me. That's just not true. What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss." Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you. Go find yours. They may even make you a boss. I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash. Where more is better. And you got that right.
When you're experiencing sudden, unexpected dental pain, the last thing you want to hear is that your dentist can't see you until next week. That's why I'm so glad I found Harbor Dental Care. Whenever I call, they always find a way to see me within 24 hours, and they can usually fix whatever's wrong the same day. Plus, they have locations throughout Jacksonville, so no matter what side of town I'm on, I can always count on the same great care. If you want to find a dentist who believes in treating people right, learn more at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Is your office productivity running at full speed? Advanced Business Solutions has the solution with Xerox copiers. Whether you need high volume printing, scanning, or secure document management, Xerox copiers deliver efficiency, quality, and innovation. With features like cloud integration and mobile printing, Xerox is perfect for any modern office. Let ABS help you streamline your workflow. Better known, Advanced Business Solutions.
Advanced Business Solutions.
Get to know positions and players. The 1010XL Ultimate Draft Guide is brought to you by Blue Haven Pools, the #1 pool builder in Jacksonville. Follow rankings and roundtables as the draft takes shape. Go to 1010XL.com/2025 draft guide to get yours.
HVAC system not doing its job? Don't panic. Call the pros at Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Dial 904-862-6769 now and let our friendly team handle the dirty work so you don't have to.
If golf is your thing, you'll want to check out the 2025 Hills Pass at Hidden Hills Golf Club. Unlimited golf, including golf car, and preferred tee times for just one low price. Visit us at hiddenhillsgc.com to purchase your Hills Pass today.
Welcome, John, our new admin lead.
Thanks.
You've got your laptop, all your admin apps. Oh, and you'll be in charge of ordering food for the team. So here's your drawer full of menus.
Whoa.
You'll keep your receipts in this file folder. Whoops, receipt confetti.
Oh, dear.
Oh, and all these sticky notes have everyone's dietary preferences.
Have you tried Easy Cater? Online ordering from great restaurants, tools to save time and stay on budget, digital receipts in one place.
We're gonna need a bigger recycling bin.
Easy Cater, the smarter, simpler way to order food for your workplace. Order now at easycater.com.
Staying Alive, one night of the Bee Gees. A tribute like you've never seen before. Experience the songs and sights of a full Bee Gees playlist performed live. March 6th at Jack Center for the Performing Arts. Tickets at fscjartistseries.org.
Warm weather means the beach, fishing, golf, and more. Make sure to drop into Daly's and grab a cold case to go. From Bud Light to their seltzer, from Mick Ultra to Modelo, or your favorite crafts like Bold City or Sweetwater. Grab and go at your local Daly's.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Always cool to hang out with all of you. All of Duval. Beautiful Tuesday today. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. And I have put on the Judge Joe robe. And we are going to talk Jaguar football with the number 5 pick overall. JJ, my bailiff, do you have your wig on as
I got to
well,
go
sir?
get it.
All right, I want you to play the open, and then you've got to get the wig.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Here comes the judge.
Order in the court.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
No, it is time to go into the courtroom with Campione Law. Here comes the judge. My man, Chris Campione, and his entire team of lawyers, all local. That's number one, and they will make sure that they take care of you if you happen to find yourself in front of the judge. Remember, CampioneLaw.com. Know they're local, know that they can take care of you, and certainly a number of different areas of expertise that they deal in. That's for sure. All right, we set up our case today. My bailiff has now got his wig on as well. So all I got to do is go to YouTube and search XL
He's a feisty bailiff, too, by the way.
He is, man. He's all fired up. And I looked at mine, I'm like, man, I need me a haircut. I need to get a haircut. But
you do look good, though, I'll tell you that.
But you can log on to YouTube and check it out. All right, so here comes the judge, and we set it up like this. All right, order in the court. We have an opportunity for Leon to represent one side, Matt Hayes to represent the other side. We are coming down to big on big. That is the case. Big versus big. Do you think it should be a big offensive lineman, or do you think it should be a big defensive lineman? You can choose the player if you want, but Leon Searcy, what side are you representing?
No, I'm representing Mason Graham, Your Honor.
Ooh, the defensive line.
Yeah, the stellar D tackle from Michigan.
That is a bit of a surprise. That means that counselor can take on any client because he is a former offensive lineman, and he decides to go defensive lineman. That means you are?
I'm taking on BPA on the offensive line.
Ooh, best player available. Okay. Now,
seems
that
kind
means
of broad
on the offensive line. BPA
seems
on the
vague.
offensive line.
Yeah, it seems
There's nothing
vague,
vague about that. Yeah. If you've looked at this offensive line here at this franchise, you'll understand why I'm saying BPA on the offensive line.
Your Honor, I need more specific, Your Honor.
Yeah, because what I'm wondering,
you don't need anything. You just need to make your argument.
I'm just saying. You've got a spectrum of clients.
Yeah, but what I am wondering, does that mean you think more than one individual is worthy of that top 5 pick overall?
No, I think of their first pick. I'm not saying top 5. I'm saying their first pick.
All right, let's argue these cases. Leon Searcy, you have selected Mason Graham and the defensive line as the choice for you, number 5 pick overall in this year's draft. Please defend your decision.
Your Honor, my client, Mason Graham, is a Trinity League heavyweight wrestling champion in high school for the okay? He's a wrecking ball. He uses his hands well. He gets off. He has 10 career sacks at Michigan, but he's a disruptor. I mean, he gets leverage on his offensive line. He splits gaps, splits double teams. He's a pain in the you-know-what. Yes. Yeah. Him and Crink, if you want to watch any film, Your Honor, watch the Ohio State tape.
Okay.
Him and Kenneth Grant, how they disrupted that offensive line. By the way, some offensive linemen on that team, which will be NFL players one day, he wrecked shop. He's a little undersized, but he gets after it.
Okay, so
and if you look at the talent that we have at defensive tackle here in Jacksonville, unimpressive. You need a guy like that.
I heard that.
You need a guy like that. Not at the 1, but at the 3.
Okay.
More likely at the 3, he's going to be on one-on-one competition with the guard.
So you have
I'll take Mason Graham against any guard, one-on-one.
As a quick defensive tackle.
Yes, absolutely.
That can win those
He's
battles.
a disruptor. He's a motor. He's an engine. And he's needed here in Duval County.
And Lord knows, all of Duval knows this. They ain't been that guy down inside that defensive line in a long time.
Now, and don't get me wrong now. He's no Aaron Donald.
Okay.
Or he's no Warren Sapp. But if they had a baby, it'll be Mason.
Those two together? Wow. That is something. All right. You've argued your case well. Matt Hayes, step to the...
I respect my esteemed colleague's argument. And I agree with everything he said, actually. Don't disagree at all.
That's not a great defense.
I will start my pitch, Your Honor, with the most important position on any franchise in the NFL, quarterback. This franchise paid $275 million for their quarterback. And unless and until they start to protect him, they're not going to reap the benefits of that money. They're not going to reap the benefits of him reaching his ceiling of ability, him becoming the quote-unquote generational type player he can be, unless they protect him. Quarterbacks get better when they have time to throw the ball. There's no doubt, and that is
novel idea.
That is a absolute fact, and there's no denying that. There's also no denying that this offensive line here in Jacksonville is pathetic. Now, we'll deal with the 2 tackles. That's fine.
Okay.
Those guys on a scale of 1 to 10 are probably 6s, okay? With the potential to be more, depending on who's coaching them, too. Like, I think a lot of what happened the last few years is also like we just avoided the idea that somebody who wasn't good enough to coach them was coaching them. That's also a big deal as well. This team needs guards. I've been saying it now for 2 years, Your Honor. You've heard me make this case and state this case for 2 years.
He has been
now.
in this courtroom yelling guard quite often.
You don't have to use the 5 pick if you can trade back and get another first rounder. So then you trade back. Let's say you trade back to 13 or 14 and you get another first rounder in the 20s. And then you come up with, I don't know, let's say Gray Zabel, who could play tackle. Some teams see him as a tackle now. In fact, I think the majority of the teams see him as tackle. You got Gray Zabel with your first pick at guard, your second pick in the first round. You got any number of people you could pick. You could go Tate Rowledge with your mullet if you'd like.
I love that mullet.
I know you love the mullet.
He could come party with the judge, okay? Because I've got something that kind of looks a little bit like a mullet and the bailiff.
You could go Tyler Booker.
Yeah.
Who's also a guy that might be worthy of being taken late in that first round. The point I'm making, Your Honor, is they're just drastic weakness right now is the interior offensive line.
I do think
and 2 guards. Hang on, I'm not done yet, Your Honor. Stop trying to interrupt me. Okay,
trying to control the courtroom there.
If I may, Your Honor, I would love 2 interior linemen, 2 young linemen to grow with your $275 million quarterback. They will have a second contract and continue to grow within the franchise with your quarterback, as well as your young offensive tackles, who, if they continue to play well, they also could grow with your quarterback.
Your Honor,
I'm looking at the defense of the defense.
Your Honor, I took Mason Graham and he took the field.
Exactly. I'm looking at the defense of the defense.
No, I did not take the field. I said trade back, and with your first pick, you take Gray Zabel.
Okay, but he did.
A guy who has been turning heads in the Senior Bowl. A guy who's been turning heads since he started working out for scouts. And then if you're with your second pick, after you trade back, you take another guard.
I hate to tip my hand, but I don't like where we're going here, okay? The fact that you have now put in play, as far as your representation of the offense, a 2 versus 1 against my defense attorney over there.
I didn't give him. It's not a 2 versus 1.
You're doing an end around now.
It's my. You know what it is? It's what, I don't know. Most GMs in the NFL look for ways to improve their club by any means possible. It doesn't mean, got the 5th pick. All right, let's stay at the 5th pick and take this guy.
So you're a trade
your
pick
club.
guy. I didn't even
Improve your
realize
club.
that.
I have to make a ruling. I love the idea that we're talking about a talented wrestler that could step in the middle of that defensive line. And I'm prone to big men on the defensive side, okay? And I want that area of this football team fixed. But one thing you did say that struck me just a bit, unless and until they figure out a way to protect 16 and make that quarterback better. Now, I know this is unconventional. Mr. Searcy, I'm looking at you right now. I know this is unconventional, but he did an end around, and I think he made the entire courtroom think about the idea of
You're
getting
all out of order.
2 people in the first round instead of 1 if they can trade back and deal with one of the biggest concerns this football team has had, and that's blocking and protecting. I have to rule in favor of the offense and Mr. Matt Hayes.
Whoa, an upset.
Yep.
Round.
Yep. A little bit of an upset there.
Yeah. We're going to score points, but can't stop nobody. Good luck.
We'll deal with that in free agency, okay?
All right, so you guys let us know, because, again, it was a little crazy there in the courtroom for just 1 second, and he did get away with the idea of bringing 2 in instead of 1, which did win me over, that's for sure. Don't forget, Campione Law, Chris Campione, his entire law firm, team of attorneys can help you, and you may be looking at a situation where you find yourself in front of a judge. And personal injury and beyond, make sure you check out CampioneLaw.com. All right, so the idea of Biggs there's no getting away from it. That's where we should be. But I'll go back to Leger Douzable. We'll play his soundbite from earlier today that he's talking about the idea, how hard it would be if Travis Hunter were still there and Mason Graham. And that question we threw at him, former Jaguar, part of CBS Sports HQ. So we'll come back with that answer because even though you guys put together great arguments as far as big on big, if Travis Hunter is still there, either you waffling at all? Think about it. Give us your answer coming up on XL Primetime.
Your home for Florida Gators basketball is 1010XL.
Top 10 teams tangle in Tuscaloosa. Gators Crimson Tide. Tomorrow night at 7 on 1010 AM.
Don here from Taco Lou. Now that football is out of the way and the weather is getting nicer, it's time for more golf. Well, for me anyway. But if you love golf and you love tacos, you come see us out at 12. Tacos on 12, that is every day at the Players Championship. We're celebrating 12 years out on the golf course this year, and man, we love it. And the Lou crew is looking forward to it. So much so that we're even open at the restaurant on Monday during tournament week. So no one will miss out on a banging shrimp or two. We'll see you live at the Players at Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Frank Franzi here from my bank, South State Bank. South State has been committed to delivering world-class customer service that businesses like yours and mine can count on. From personalized support to cutting-edge banking solutions, South State Bank has blended the trusted traditions we all value with the innovation you need for tomorrow. Whether you're managing cash flow or investing in growth, South State Bank is here to help you move forward. Visit southstatebank.com or visit your local branch today. That's South State, member FDIC.
Florida homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Universal Roof and Contract protects your home and your wallet. Invest in a stronger roof and save big. Spend $6,000 and get up to $600 off. $15,000 up to $2,000 off. $20,000 up to $3,000 off. This deal ends March 31st. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
Don't miss the Players Championship, March 11th through 16th at TPC Sawgrass. This can't-miss event features a variety of activities for every fan to enjoy, from delicious bites to the Sawgrass Splash. There are endless fan enhancements that will make for a memorable experience. Plus, watch the top PGA Tour players, including back-to-back champion Scottie Scheffler, take on the iconic stadium course featuring the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, buddy, you look worried.
Worried? I'm apoplectic!
You're what now?
I'm freaking out, Jason. Stupid water heater crapped out, so I haven't showered since Thursday. I start smelling a little funky, blow my big corporate job interview tomorrow. I'll end up settling for some dead-end career selling spatulas on the internet.
Dude, stay cool.
There's nothing cool about a cold shower, Jason. I mean, I know how that sounds, but
Bueller Air and Plumbing can get a new water heater installed today. The day you call. You could be smelling fresh again by dinner time.
Wait, you can do that?
Put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Is that cooler?
Oh, yeah.
Well, life moves pretty fast. If you spend much more time smelling like this, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On March 4th, 1927, Babe Ruth becomes the highest paid player in MLB history at the time, signing a 3-year, $70,000 per season contract with the New York Yankees.
This is Hayes Carlion for Physician Guided Weight Loss. I'm down 20 pounds already thanks to Physician Guided Weight Loss. I feel great, and it's all thanks to them. Their amazing technology, fast setup, friendly staff, and proven results have sold me. They can help you too, and it's affordable with firm pricing, no rising costs as you go. If you're like me and looking to kick off the new year with a leaner body, call my friends at Physician Guided Weight Loss at 257-4344. That's 257-4344.
Hey folks, Hicken here for Zero Res. You're going to want to beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, get one room Zero Resified starting at $53. Hey, and take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Don't forget about your air ducts. Your air ducts sort of like the lungs of your home. If they're dirty, your indoor air quality suffers. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com. Tell them Dan or 1010XL sent you. spell it forwards or backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione. Campione Law.
Hey, this is David with Royal Pest Services. The fact that we've been bundled up the past month gave us an idea. Let's bundle up also with our Centricon and Pest Control Bundle, starting at $349. Visit RoyalPestServices.com for your free inspection.
Your tax refund is here. Why not invest in your home? Superior Fence and Rail helps you build value with beautiful, durable fences that boost your home security, privacy, and curb appeal. With expert installation and financing options, turning your yard into an outdoor oasis is easier than ever. Reinvest in your home today with Superior Fence and Rail.
When you're on the fence, about the fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
No matter what the reason, sending a floral arrangement from Kuhn Flowers always works. For unique and special gifts, visit their showroom on Beach Boulevard. Dylan Denmark here with 1010XL. Kuhn Flowers is my go-to and should be yours. Online at KuhnFlowers.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, my takeaway is that going big is better. All right. I know we're going to talk about Travis Hunter, but if the Jaguars go Will Campbell or Mason Graham, I have no problem with that. All right. I mean, because Liam stand true to what he said in the presser.
Right.
We got to fix the offensive defensive line. So I have no problem with that at all. Now, moving forward, I like to go big again in the second round. Maybe in the third round. I have no problem with big. I mean, listen, we've had a narrative here where we draft a linebacker, which was insane to me.
Yeah.
You got to fix the interior of the offensive defensive line if this team's going to have any kind of success. So I'm saying the first three picks, if you go big, I have no problem.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm totally with him on that. Totally. I mean, Mason Graham or Will Campbell would be very happy with. It'd be like, all right, this is a good day. This is a good day for your franchise. They took the right step. They made the right step, and they're trying to change something.
Yeah.
Totally agree with that.
I
mean, no matter what they do free agency,
Right.
I don't care who they assign free agency. If you take a big guy at 5, I'm very happy with that.
I do like the way you guys are phrasing it. Is that you've got to change what's going on down there.
At some point,
Change
you've got
your
to
fortunes.
stop and get out of the car.
Yeah. And you did use that without using this one word, because we did have a texter that says, I'm going to jump in the St. Johns River if Matt says the word guard one more time. And so you went through that whole thing. You never said guard, which was pretty – that's talent. That's talent.
I mean, I don't know what you're so upset about. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
not you, the collective you.
Yeah.
I mean, you should be more upset at the fact that this franchise hasn't realized for I don't know how many years now that they don't have a serviceable guard.
Yeah. Or as a whole, a serviceable line.
Yeah.
As a whole.
More so a serviceable interior of the line.
Yeah. Stop.
That's what should make people insane right now.
Yeah.
That year after year after year they double down on what they've done.
And by the way, Trevor is responsible for a lot of his own mistakes when he throws the ball away or fumbles the ball away. But that group in front of him and what is supposed to be there to protect him has been a liability. And it's caused
definitely
some problems.
He definitely should own some of that. More than half of it, more than likely.
But then the other part,
but if you've got a line in front of him that can protect him, he will be a completely different player. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Judge Wapner text in, stop. Take the biggest beast in the top 10 you can. And I don't think too many people would argue about that. That's for sure. And
that could be Mason Graham, though.
Yeah.
You just said biggest beast.
Yeah,
I mean,
the biggest. And he's just saying the biggest.
Badass
Yeah,
beast. I don't know what he means by that, but.
Yeah. Savage. That's what I want.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I want. And honestly, I would look both sides. I'm a little I'm a little more worried about Will Campbell next level than I am Mason Graham next level.
Why are you worried about Will
Just
Campbell?
because of how he was handled in some situations. Now, there have been plenty of offensive linemen that have been handled in some situations and still can do the job on the next level way better than you could have imagined. In other words,
What did he give up? 3 sacks in 3 years? Is that right?
Yeah, he's been pretty sturdy. And if you think about what he did do with a mobile Jaden Daniels, I don't know whether Jaden Daniels was so good at getting out of jams, which I would. That's
Sure, it helped him, yeah.
That's the way I'm leaning.
Yeah.
In other words, some scramblers make it tough for blockers because they take off and then boom, there's a tackler right there. But Jaden made a lot of guys look good with his ability to improvise and get out of jams and not
Also, I think
take
like
the sack.
you're thinking of the Florida game. The middle three was the problem for LSU all last year.
Yeah.
It wasn't Emory Jones and Will Campbell. They were
pretty solid.
They were the reason that they were at least halfway decent on that line. The middle three killed them last year.
Yeah.
They couldn't stop anybody in the middle three. That's where Florida exposed them. They were doing the stunts the entire game.
Yeah, yeah. And by the way, one of the biggest criticisms for LSU is they couldn't run the ball. And that hurt everything. That hurt Garrett Nussmeier. It hurt because Will Campbell's going to have a heck of a lot better chance protecting and creating a pocket for Nussmeier to sit back there if they could actually run the football. Talking about an LSU football team that didn't run the football. Think of the two teams last year that you would never, ever accuse them of not being good at running the ball, Bama and LSU.
And listen, I don't care how polished you are as an offensive lineman, especially at the tackle position. You don't want to be passing 50, 60 times a game.
Very true.
You want to run the ball. You want to get after some people. And sometimes offensive linemen, when you're at the tackle position, I mean, especially if you're reeling, if you're down points and you're pressing to get points, no one wants to be retreating all that because running the ball gives you that effectiveness to where you can get after some people.
When was the last time this franchise had an interior offensive lineman go to the Pro Bowl? Not even be all pro. Because I don't think ever all pro, but go to the Pro Bowl.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought you say Linder. No, Linder never went to the Pro Bowl, did he?
He might have. He might have been a reserve, but he was not named, I don't believe. I'd have to go back and look. Here's a texter saying the Jags have only had 2 Pro Bowl offensive linemen ever. That's sad. Now, that's offensive linemen as a whole. I'm just guessing he's talking about
Tony and Leon.
Now, if we go back and maybe
Linder did not go.
See, so I don't think they've had it.
He never did.
So in the history of this franchise, they've never had an interior offensive lineman go to the Pro Bowl.
No.
Yikes.
Well, they haven't had anybody other than these 2 go to the Pro Bowl.
I know, but still, I understand what you're saying.
Else.
Right. I get that. Yes.
That says it from
but the fact
90s
that you've
on.
gone 30 years without getting a center or a guard in the Pro Bowl is 30 years, man.
Okay, now, just for what it's worth, as successful as the Baltimore Ravens have been, they never had a Pro Bowl wide receiver. Ever.
All right.
Until this
They've
year.
also won a Super Bowl. I don't know what to tell you.
That's what I just said.
I know.
That's what I just said.
I know.
So there are certain outliers that you sit there and you go, wait a minute. How can that team
But your argument holds much less weight because they're a really good franchise.
Right. And they just had never had a Pro Bowl receiver, and they were able to always put good players out there and a lot of really good ones.
And I can think of some good wide receivers they've had.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Anquan Boldin was there for a while.
Even the old Steve Smith was still very good.
Yeah.
Torrey Smith was really good.
It's hard to name a lot of Jags interior line.
No. Like I said,
Linder's the one that we're like reaching
He's
for.
the best one, right?
Yeah.
Would you consider him like the best interior offensive lineman?
No.
Other than the great Dave White.
Other than your great days.
No, Meester.
Meester was rock solid for 14 years.
But they never went to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, Meester was their greatest.
Meester was probably their greatest interior offensive lineman.
Yeah, he was their greatest IOL.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, and he deserves that recognition. He may never make it up on the Pride, but he was one tough son of a gun.
Right.
And was always available. And as soon as they drafted him, he stepped in as a starter. So Meester was sturdy as they come. But, yeah, those are the guys that we probably need to have a conversation with him and some of the other ones as far as trying to figure out what if you did get – because that was the plug-and-play guy you always talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They went and drafted him, and they didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, Meester came in, 2000? He came in 2000 when I was hurt. And they that's the kind of guy you put him in that center, and you turn your back, and he's here for the next 14 years.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess my point is you would think at some point they would just stumble into one good pick at center or guard. That would be a Pro Bowl guy,
You would
right?
think, yeah. You would think.
But just for the history of the franchise, they had a lot of other really good position groups that were very, very good for a long time. I know that we have the greats that were back in the 90s and haven't been able to replace the Basellis and the Searcys. Really hadn't replaced Jimmy Smith until Brian Thomas Jr. walked in. At least
but I guess my point is I think every other position they've had a Pro Bowl guy, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't. I mean, I'm sure they have.
Just
tackle, quarterback,
long
back,
snapper,
receiver.
and punter for sure.
Hey, listen, this is the special teams capital of the world.
Outside rush, yes. Interior, yes.
But just as an example.
Linebacker, yes. Corner, yes. Safety, yes.
As an example, how long did it take Fred Taylor to become a Pro Bowler? As great as he was.
No, I get that. I get all of that. I get all of that, okay? All I'm saying is every other position they've had a Pro Bowl guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
except the interior line.
Yeah. That's true. That's facts.
Yeah. It's not
so
good.
I'm going to say guard, okay? And I'm going to say it again, guard.
If someone just jumped into St. John's because you said it, I'm worried.
Blood is on your hands.
German Shepherd. Never mind. We're not going back there. We're not going back there.
Dog killer. Vacation. Dog killer.
We could play the soundbite before.
Yeah, so let's do this real quick because we did ask the question. The big man, because we asked Leger Douzable, who was a big man, pass rusher off the edge, 6'4", 300 pounds. And we asked him, if Travis Hunter is still on the board when the Jags picked 5th, are you going to take him or are you going to take Mason Graham?
Why would you do this to me? That's tough. Because you could do so much with Travis Hunter. There's still some question marks of what's going to be done with Christian Kirk and his deal. Mm-hmm. You got Gabe Davis coming back. You also have BTJ there as well. And at the corner spot, you got Tyson Campbell, who's one of the best young corners in all of football. Oh, that's tough. I would still lean. I feel like we talked about it to start this conversation, right? You have to build it from the inside out. I would still lean Mason Graham, even though I think Travis Hunter is a generational type player. I would still lean Mason Graham there.
So did you guys, have you changed your mind? Have you thought about it? Because it's really tough. It
is tough.
He could be that unicorn type of player.
He is. And just think about the PR plug if Travis Hunter comes to Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. Come on now. Two-way starter. But I'm going to stick to my guns, baby. Mm-hmm. I'm going to still take Mason.
It would be tempting.
One of our texters, preach it, Leon. Draft the big guys.
It would be tempting to give him one side of the field because Tyson Campbell's an off corner anyway. So you give him one side of the field. He's your shutdown corner. Mm-hmm. And then Tyson Campbell plays the corner he should be playing. He's an off corner, right? And you can play combo coverage. He can. The left side of the field with him can be a zone coverage, and there's Travis by himself.
That's why I like
by
seeing
himself.
him.
Now that being said,
that's why I like seeing him on the defensive side.
But that being said, if you get Mason Graham and you get a push, watch how much better all those corners do.
Yeah, secondary will love you.
But think about this. Happens. You take Travis Hunter, and then at 36, or move up and go get Grant.
Yeah, that Kenneth Grant's a big human being that can move.
Can do that.
That can motor. He's like this year's Jordan Davis, kind of, right? Mm-hmm. That big human
what about
being.
Nolan from Ole Miss?
Yeah, Nolan's not lasting.
Not lasting?
It's not lasting.
I mean, I'm saying if
Walter Nolan's going to be like a first 20, 25 picks.
Wow.
All right, so real quick, we did get a couple of them. Vince Manawai, pretty damn good. R.I.P., big fella.
Yeah.
We lost him. Because the two that do jump to mind, and of course, we're going back in time. Chris Naoli came over from New Orleans, was good. Very good. And then Manawai, definitely good.
Oh, yeah.
And you can go with, there were a few other ones that definitely, through the years of Jaguar football, played pretty darn well. And a couple of them we actually have lost. But
I mean, let's not forget Shatley either.
Oh, yeah. His greatest strength is
FOTP. He's friend of the program.
Shatley's greatest strength is his strength.
Thank you.
I should have been faster.
Thank you, Gus. It's so good. But he never dominated. Okay.
His soundbite has lasted longer than.
I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
He may not.
And Shatley lasted a long time.
He may not have dominated, but every time he was needed for that one little burst, he was there, baby.
Well, you know what?
May not have lasted 3 or 4 games for that one burst, 2 3/4 burst.
Yeah,
he was there, man.
But if you look back, I need a guy. I need a good Shatley. Get in there.
There you go.
And you know what? This is the exact same way I would describe this guy if I need.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. Find the coolest cats in town at coolcatsjacks.com.
I'll just look back and say, Carline, get in there.
I'm ready, Coach. Just give me a chance. I know there's a lot riding on it.
That's all the embedded shredded one was just a chance. That's it.
Put your suit on. We need you.
So
Triple Lindy.
Yeah.
Will you bite on the idea that Travis Hunter is available at 5?
I think there is a chance.
And what would you do?
I mean, I would do cartwheels to the podium with his name on a card and turn it in. Yeah, I think there's a chance. It's going to start with 2 quarterbacks going.
You're there, okay?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but I can see a scenario in which you see Ward and Sanders go. The Patriots have to take an offensive. Let's just say they feel like we have got to take an offensive line. We can't put Drake May back there.
Right.
In those situations again. So there's let's say an offensive lineman off the board. Abdul Carter goes, and there you go. And now he's there at 5. So I don't think it's going to happen. But I mean, I put it at like 15%. I don't think it's unthinkable. I mean, they should definitely have the conversation of what are we going to do if Hunter's there. And I'm sure they will. But I think, I mean, I wouldn't pass on him. He's going to be, at worst, he'll be a very good player in the NFL, and potentially he'll be one of the best at his whatever position he settles on. I find it interesting because it seems like more clubs than I thought originally are viewing him as a receiver, more than a corner. So again, we don't know kind of where the Jaguars are on that, but he could help at either spot. I mean, he either at receiver or corner or both. I mean, they have a need at both spots. Yeah. So I think it'd be awesome if he's a Jag. I don't, again, because to me, you can still address all the trenches. I mean, you can still do what you need to do. You have 2 third-round picks. You have a high second. You got 2 in the 4th. You got free agency. So I wouldn't pass on Travis Hunter. That's just me.
I like what Leon said earlier, too, Leon. You can say it that not only does he come in as a player, but he brings...
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the PR.
Hunter, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the PR
box
office would be crazy.
Yeah.
Here in Jacksonville.
Box office is
box office,
absolutely.
Yeah, and honestly...
Box office isn't protecting Trevor Lawrence, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if all Trevor has to do is like throw the ball out to him and he just, there goes Travis for 65 yards.
But what you are saying, you are confirming for us that there's more than one pick in the draft. Is that what you're saying?
I am confirming.
Yeah. Okay.
I am confirming.
It is good to know. What's coming up?
We've got a lot of fun stuff coming up on the Frangie Show. We've got some good vibrations. Is Mike Love of the Beach Boys is going to join Frank, I think, at 5 o'clock. They've got a show coming up here in town, and so they're promoting it. The Beach, I mean, Americana is joining the Frangie Show. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, how about
the
that?
Other way. Yeah, I thought
or the other way. But who knows? Maybe Frank will even get up there with the Beach Boys on stage and do a number or two.
Wow.
But yeah, so we'll get into all sorts of Jaguars. Gator basketball obviously has a huge game tomorrow night in Tuscaloosa, and JU got a huge win last night in the ASUN quarterfinals. So they're now in the Final Four. Only 4 teams left, and one of those 4 is going to be a tournament darling. They're going to be in the NCAA field. So a lot riding on it. We'll break down a big-time performance from JU and peek ahead to their semifinal game against North Alabama.
You do have JJ searching for a song selection from Frangie. You know that right now, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Hayes, Caroline, Frank Frangie.
We have good intentions about college basketball, but it always gets bogged down with football and dogs. Or something.
Oh, I know. And dogs, they definitely took over today, that's for sure. All right, we say thanks, Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevy. Log on both. Dealerships ready to take care of you. BeaverChevrolet.com, BeaverToyotaStAugustine.com, and they're easy to find online and then on the lot. You will love that lineup and the people. They are there to wow you. We hope we wowed you today. Go back and watch any of the show you missed. Just go to YouTube, search XL Primetime. Big Leon Searcy, Matty Hayes, Joe C, and JJ.
Shatley's greatest strength is his strength.
It's the